Hello, welcome to our channel Learn to Score. This video is on Introduction to Real Numbers. I hope you will like the video. Please subscribe to our channel for regular updates. Thank you. In earlier classes, we have learnt about various types of numbers that are natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, and rational numbers. Right? Don't worry, even if you can't recall these numbers, we are going to discuss about all of these in this video. Please note that real numbers are a collection of rational numbers and irrational numbers. A set of numbers are called rational numbers. We are going to discuss about rational numbers in this video so that you will understand a set of numbers that are called rational numbers when they are put together with another set of numbers that are called irrational numbers, what you get is real numbers. It means real numbers is a collection of rational numbers and irrational numbers. Got it? Since we said that we are going to recall about natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers before understanding about irrational numbers so that we understand real numbers better. Let us now see what are natural numbers. The numbers that are used to count objects are called natural numbers. Please note this. The numbers that are used to count objects are called natural numbers. When you say that, you can give few examples, right? There is one ball, two cars, 30 students in a class, 1000 tigers in a forest, 1 lakh people in a town. When you say these, what we are doing is we are counting. Here, we counted the number of balls, it is 1. We counted number of cars, it is 2. Number of students in a class, you counted and said that it is 30. Got it? So these are the numbers that are used to count various objects. That's why these numbers are called natural numbers. When you write natural numbers, you get a list of numbers like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. Okay? When you look at this, there is no limit to it. You can write as many numbers as possible. Observe this list of numbers. The smallest number of natural numbers is 1, right? Meaning this particular list is going to start with number 1, right? And as I said earlier, there is no one greatest or last natural number. You can keep writing as many numbers as possible, thousands of crores, till you have many more numbers to write. Got it? One can write and count infinitely many natural numbers. Please note this. One can write and count infinitely many natural numbers. Natural numbers are denoted using capital letter N. When you write capital letter N, what you are representing is natural numbers. That is a set of numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. Got it? Now let's look at the whole numbers. We have seen natural numbers, right? Those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. When you have something like this, okay, the number starting from 1, can you represent a scenario like this? There are no cars. Okay, can you write that in a mathematical way? We can't, right? Because if you know how to write, if there is one car, two cars, three cars, like that. But if you have some scenario where you have no cars, okay, can you write that using natural numbers? No, right? For that reason, 0 was introduced along with natural numbers so that this set, the whole thing now is called whole numbers. You have all the natural numbers we have defined, right? Those are here. And when you put 0 together with that, the set you get is called whole numbers. Whole numbers are going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on, right? You have natural numbers and another one number extra, that is 0. When you have these two together, that set of numbers are called whole numbers, right? When you look at this, you can say that the smallest number of whole numbers is 0, right? There is no biggest or the greatest whole number. You can write as many whole numbers as you want, right? One can write and count infinitely many whole numbers. Understood? You see, when you say that there are no cars, you can say that there are zero cars. Introduction of zero was helping this scenario. Got it? Whole numbers are represented using capital W. Please note this. When you write W, what you are representing? You are representing whole numbers. Now I have a question to you. Can we subtract a larger number from smaller number? Can you subtract 6 from 4? What is the value of 4 minus 6? If you know only whole numbers or natural numbers, you don't know how to solve this problem, right? To solve this kind of problem, you need negative numbers also. That's where we are getting integers. We have seen whole numbers, right? These are natural numbers, and when you put 0 together, what you have is whole numbers, right? Now you add another set of numbers to this that are negative numbers: -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, and so on, like that, right? When you have all these numbers together, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and so on, 0 and -1, -2, -3, -4 and so on, put together, the numbers you get are called integer numbers or integers. You can write integers like this: 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and so on, -1 -2 -3 -4 -5 and so on, right? All the negative numbers, all the negative integers are smaller than 0, and they are smaller than positive numbers also. We know that 5 is smaller than 9, right? We know that 5 is smaller than 9, right? And we know 0 is smaller than 9. And what we are learning here is -5 is smaller than 0 and -5 is smaller than 1 or any positive integer for that matter. Understood? Integers are represented using capital Z. Letter capital Z represents integers, right? Now you can write 4 minus 6 equal to -2. This is the answer, right? When you subtract 6 from 4, what you get is -2. This -2 is part of integers. If you know only whole numbers or natural numbers, you don't know what to write in this case. Here, since we have negative numbers also, we are in a position to answer this question. Got it? Let us learn about rational numbers. Consider the following numbers: 22 by 5, 5 by 10, 1 by 2, -1 by 2, 1 by -3, that can also be written as -1 by 3, 100 by 3, 98 by 100. When you look at these numbers, what you can say is all these numbers are ratios of two integers, right? 22 and 5, these two are integers. 5 and 10 are integers. 1 and 2 are integers. -1 and 2 are integers. 1 and -3 are integers, right? Please note this: the numbers that are expressed as p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0, are called rational numbers. The numbers that are expressed as ratio of two integers p and q are called rational numbers. It means all these numbers are rational numbers, right? Rational numbers are represented using letter Q. Please note this. We have seen that natural numbers are set of numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, right? When you have one number that is 0 extra to it, the whole set is called whole numbers, right? Whole numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, right? And when you have negative numbers like -1, -2, -3 and so on, put together with whole numbers, what you have are called integers, right? Let me write that rational numbers is a superset to this. Okay, rational numbers are the numbers which are ratios of two integers, right? 8 by 10, 1 by 2, 14 by 100, minus 3 by 4, minus 2 by 3. Whatever numbers we have written here are rational numbers, right? When you look at this, we know that natural numbers and 0 together are whole numbers. Whole numbers and negative numbers like minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on, including all that, are called integers, right? Why are we writing rational numbers like this? Okay, rational numbers we know 8 by 10, 1 by 2, all these numbers, right? But why integers is part of rational numbers? Why whole numbers is part of rational numbers? Or why natural numbers is part of rational numbers? You want to understand that? Let's see. We can express integers as rational numbers. For example, 4 is an integer, right? I can write that as 4 by 1, right? 4 by 1 is ratio of two integers, right? That I can also write it as 100 by 25. 100 by 25 is also equal to 4, right? 4 I was able to write as ratio of two integers. In this case, it is 4 by 1 or 100 by 25, right? It means integers are also rational numbers. Let's see another example. Minus 4 is an integer, right? That can be written as minus 4 by 1 or 4 by minus 1. In both the cases, it is a ratio of two integers, right? It means we could express integers as rational numbers. That's why integers are part of rational numbers. Or otherwise, you can say that integers is a subset of rational numbers. Got it? We can write whole numbers are also as also rational numbers. Okay? Whole numbers, when you say the first number comes to your mind is 0, right? 0 can be written as 0 by 1 or 0 by 2 or 0 by 3, 0 by 10, right? It means it is a ratio of two integers, right? That's why you can say that whole numbers can also be written as rational numbers, right? Let's see another example. 3 is a whole number. 3 can be written as 3 by 1 or 15 by 5. In both the cases, it is a ratio of two integers. That's why it is a rational number. Got it? 3 is a ratio of two integers, 3 by 1, right? That's why 3 is also a rational number. Got it? Let's see. Natural numbers is also a subset of rational numbers. We have shown here, right? It means we can also express natural numbers as rational numbers. What are natural numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, right? 2 can be written as 2 by 1 or 4 by 2, right? It means 2 is written as ratio of two integers. 2 is an integer that was written as ratio of two integers, right? That's why 2 becomes a rational number. It means a natural number like number 2 is also a rational number. Got it? Look at this example. 5 is a natural number, right? That can be written as ratio of two integers, 5 and 1, 50 and 10, right? That's why 5 becomes a rational number. Understood? We have seen rational numbers. These are the numbers that can be written as p by q, where p and q are integers, right? When you have rational numbers together with irrational numbers, what you get is real numbers. Now we have to understand what does it mean by irrational numbers, right? We know that rational numbers can be written as p by q, right? What are irrational numbers? Irrational number is a number. It cannot be expressed in the form of p by q. A real number is called irrational if it cannot be written in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0. Recall the definition of rational numbers. Rational numbers can be written in the form of p by q, right, where p and q are integers. Whereas irrational numbers, you cannot write them as ratio of two integers, p and q. Understood the difference between rational and irrational numbers? Rational numbers can be written as ratio of two integers. Irrational numbers cannot be expressed as ratio of two integers. Got it? Few examples you can give are root 2, root 3, root 5, pi, etc. These are irrational numbers. Okay? Any prime number, square root of any prime number you consider, that is an irrational number. And pi is an irrational number. Look at the decimal expansion of these numbers. Root 2 can be written as 1.4142135 and so on. Root 3 can be written as 1.732205 and so on. And pi can be written as 3.141592 and so on. When you look at these decimal expansions, what you can say is these are non-terminating, meaning you can write as many digits as you want. And another thing is the decimal expansion is not repeating. For example, if you have something like 0.123, 123, 123 and so on, this is also a decimal number, right? But look at this, 123, 123, 123 is repeating, right? This is a repeating decimal. Whereas here, there is nothing like 41, here 42, 13. No, there is no specific pattern it would be following. Okay, same is true with root 3. Same is true with even pi. The decimal expansion is not going to repeat. There is no periodic pattern followed in these numbers. Okay, so what you have to understand is the decimal expansion of these numbers, irrational numbers, are non-terminating, meaning you can write as many digits as you want. And second thing is the decimal expansion is non-repeating. Understood? Irrational numbers are denoted using letter Q prime. This is Q and this is Q prime. You read it as Q prime. Got it? Now let's quickly look at real numbers. The numbers that are used to count objects are called natural numbers, right? When you add 0 to this list of numbers, what you have is whole numbers, right? Natural numbers and 0 together are called whole numbers. Whole numbers and negative numbers together are called integers. Negative numbers like -1, -2, -3, -4 and so on, right? And the numbers that can be written in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers, are called rational numbers, right? And you have another set of numbers which are not rational numbers, that are called irrational numbers, right? You put these two numbers together and that is called real numbers. Understood the concept of real numbers? Rational numbers and irrational numbers put together are called real numbers. I hope you like the video. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel Learn to Score. Thank you.